What's up, guys? Josh Pate here from 24/7 Sports, joined by National Director of Recruiting, Steve Wiltfong. It's time for the weekly Wiltfong Recruiting Whip Around. A lot of good intel coming your way. Steve, let's start by looking into the future. The 2023 class at the quarterback position, Arch Manning. Tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah, Josh, Wednesday afternoon, we unveiled our initial top 100 at 24/7 Sports for this 2023 recruiting class. And Arch Manning out of New Orleans, Louisiana, Isidore Newman High, is our number one ranked quarterback at the position. Had a terrific freshman season, comes in and throws for 2,438 yards, 34 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. And you see the name, Arch Manning, the grandson of Archie Manning, the son of Cooper Manning. There was a lot of scrutiny and a lot of eyeballs on him from the moment he stepped on the football field as a varsity starter, and he didn't disappoint at all. Just had an outstanding freshman season. The game already appears to be in slow motion for him. I think when you turn on the film, Josh, the thing that really stands out the most is just what he does with the off-scripted plays, on the move, the ability to be accurate and timely when he has to be creative and make things happen when he gets flushed from the pocket. And certainly when he's in the pocket, the anticipation and the timing and the ability to already make all the throws. This is a young man that appears to be one of the special quarterback prospects in his class. And again, tops our quarterback rankings here early in 2023. Recruiting, the family's taking it slow. Talking to head football coach Nelson Stewart over there. He said that Alabama's been in touch, and Georgia, LSU, of course, Texas. You got to assume Duke's in there, right? With Coach Cutcliffe and his ties to that family. But it's going to be an old school recruitment is what Nelson Stewart told me, that it's going to come down to relationships and fit, and there's not going to be a whole lot of hoopla around it. So it'll be exciting to see where things go with Arch Manning on the trail. But the way he played his freshman season, I just really am excited to see what he does as a sophomore and beyond with the way he came in and already made high school football look easy in year one. And his coach, the thing that his coach talked about the most with Arch wasn't the physical talent that he has, but just the way he attacks football from a mental standpoint, and the one-on-one Zoom meetings that they were able to have during quarantine, and how much fun he had just talking football with Arch daily, and renaming plays and just adding plays and just talking about situations, and those are the things that Arch lives for. And on Fridays, you see all the hard work pay off with the production on the field.
Steve, there's something that Oklahoma fans have talked a lot about. They recognize the phrase we're about to use. Maybe recruiting fans of a more national flavor don't. The Sooner Summit. We know that, visit season has been pretty much ground to a halt, but that doesn't mean that things still haven't been happening. Tell me about the Sooner Summit.
Yeah, so Caleb Williams was always planning to visit Oklahoma this weekend that's coming up here, prior to the quarantine or the mandated NCAA dead period. This was a weekend that he was going to be on campus visiting, but obviously now we're in this dead period. He's still coming. He hasn't seen the city. He's been to campus a couple times, but he hasn't seen the city. So he's excited to see more of Norman and more of Oklahoma City. But he invited as many prospects as he could to come spend time with him. And he's going to be kind of leading the charge on the trail for Oklahoma this weekend. There'll be a couple other commits expected. Clayton Smith, Danny Stutzman, Cullen Montgomery are guys that are committed to an Oklahoma class that's ranked number 15 nationally, but they still have an outside shot of finishing number 1. They're number 7 pound for pound when looking at average ranking per commit. And then when you look at all the blue chippers that Oklahoma's still in the mix for, and some of these guys are expected on campus this weekend. 5-star offensive tackle Tristan Lay is one of the headliners coming, and he's going to be on the same flight with Caleb Williams from the DMV area out to Norman, and they're going to be there Thursday through Sunday together. And I talked to Tristan Lay's mom this week, and she talked about Oklahoma being right near the top for her son. One of the schools doing the best job recruiting him. And she also said that Tristan's always wanted to play with Caleb. Now, my crystal ball is on LSU for Tristan Lay, but I'm watching this visit real close because I think Oklahoma has a chance to really flip the momentum in this one if Tristan and his family have a great time out there at Oklahoma with some of these other commits and prospects. Florida's another school that he talks to daily, and Ohio State's doing a really good job with Tristan as well. But watch the Sooners there. Caleb's really working hard on the offensive line. Bryce Foster's another prospect out of the Lone Star State who could be there this weekend, who the crystal ball is a heavy Oklahoma lean for one of the most coveted offensive guards in the country. I still love my crystal ball for Oklahoma there. And one where Oklahoma's picking up steam on the crystal ball this week is Savion Byrd, a top 247 offensive tackle from the state of Texas. He's expected there with his mom. I think if they have a great experience, he could be in Oklahoma's class sooner rather than later. Jaleel Farouk's a receiver from the Virginia area. He's expected on campus there as well. Maybe Kamar Wheaton, the 5-star running back from Texas. He's another that they're pushing to get up there this weekend. And for Caleb, he just wants these guys to get around him, get a sense for how he is as a person. In addition, they text all the time, but he wants them to see that he's the same guy via text as he is in person. And he's hoping to seal a deal with some of these guys. And we haven't seen a school have a visit weekend like this during COVID, where they've had 10 or 11 targets on campus, but you don't have any coaches showing them around. You can't have any interaction with coaches. So it's a recruit-led visit spearheaded by Caleb Williams and his family, and we'll see how it comes out on the other side. But Lincoln Riley and Oklahoma and these Oklahoma commits being innovative here in quarantine season, getting this organized and put together.
Yeah, maybe if it works out, a concept we could see duplicated nationally. Steve, let's talk about tight end now. Let's head up to the state of Iowa and let's talk about Thomas Fidone and his recruitment. Let's just set the scene right now.
Yeah, number 1 ranked tight end in the top 247, Thomas Fidone out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, Lewis Central High. He's going to announce his college decision on August 26th. I've had a long-standing crystal ball forecast with Nebraska, and I still think that that's where he's ultimately going to end up. Nebraska's less than an hour from his house. I know you guys see that Iowa as part of his address, but he's closer to Lincoln than he is Iowa City. And so I think that gave Nebraska an initial boost in the recruitment, but then he has a great relationship with Sean Beckton over there and obviously Coach Frost. I think he's really clicked with those guys and sees a big need for tight end at Nebraska. They don't have the personnel that they're looking for. And he looks at the UCF offense as proof and sees a guy like Jordan Akins who really stood out for Coach Frost and them at UCF before getting drafted in the 3rd round. I think Fidone sees a place for him in that offense at Nebraska to come in and be instant impact in that regard. Now, LSU's done a great job here. Sharon Moore in Michigan. Sharon Moore is one of the top recruiters in the country, ranked in the top 5 in the 24/7 Sports National Recruiter Rankings right now. I think those are the 2 other schools that Thomas has really had a keen eye on. But he didn't get a chance to take visits like he wanted to in the spring or summer like every other recruit nationally. And I think that's another element that's helped Nebraska. And so going into his announcement on August 26th, I think Frost and company land one of their biggest fish on the board.
Money, as always, a lot of moving parts. Steve Wiltfong always keeping you up to date. Keep it locked on 247sports.com for all the latest. Steve, I'll see you next week, man.